All right, Bill, we're ready when you are. Dottie should be scooting around here any minute.
Okay. Power scooter. Okay, go ahead and open this meeting of the DeKalb County Commissioners. The date is June 19th, 2023. Good morning, and mic's on, and there's Dottie. She just comes scooting in.
Good morning. Hello. Yes, taking care of business over in payroll. Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, we have had a couple busy weeks already because of the health plan and the other insurances that we're making some changes. We have meetings set for this afternoon into this evening, and then tomorrow starting at 6 a.m. until 4 o'clock. So hopefully there's time for most of our employees to get to a meeting so that they can have their questions answered. And if they can't, I've asked them to get in touch with us, and we will provide them with their enrollment packet and try to assist them with any sort of questions that they may have. So we have that. On the same front with health insurance, between HR and payroll, we had to provide the Employee Benefits Corporation, who manages our Section 125 plan, so that our employees can have their health insurance deducted from their paychecks before taxes. The Section 125 is a part of the IRS code, and we passed our non-discrimination tests. So, and it was quite the effort because this particular year they asked for a lot more information than we have ever had to supply before, and I guess probably thanks to the IRS or whatever, and they had to, they had to go through to make sure that we are not discriminating against our highly compensated employees and our lesser compensated employees. And so thanks to our Carolyn in our IS department, she was able to put together a couple different spreadsheets that we have from LAO, that payroll has, HR, put them together and got them sent off to, and so we passed, yay, which is always a good thing, because especially with going forward with this new plan. Well, I wanted to make sure that we had all of our ducks in a row. Something else that we have is there is a new law providing urgent maternal protections for nursing mothers. It's called PUMP. And I sent you an email on this, trying to give you a little bit of a background on it. We currently have a section in the employee handbook talking about nursing mothers. And between our labor attorney and myself, we revised it so that to bring it more in line. It wasn't that far out of whack with what the new law stated, but I wanted to make sure, the tweaking of it. And so the attachment that I had on that, the change to paragraph 3, reflects our obligation to provide breaks for both non-exempt and exempt employees that we can't deduct from the salary of an exempt employee for any time that they take for doing these lactation breaks. And then we don't really have to worry about the undue hardship because, we're pretty good with that. So anyway, I provided you with the update, and probably you guys need to approve it so that then we can make the change in the employee handbook. So if you need more time, because I only did that on Friday, to review it, we can always take a look at that, first in July, since we won't be meeting next week. Yeah. So does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. That would be great. That'd be great. Yeah. And then another thing, as we are talking about health care. Our big hospitals in the area offer cardiac scans, and Parkview has one for $50, and it is something that they check you for, to make sure that there's nothing, lurking underneath. How do you check if your heart is running? That I've got a check engine light on. Yeah. Okay, it's beating. Although I do have employees who don't think I have one. However,
not a dead heart.
However, so I have found out that there is a program with Parkview that it's $50. And if we wanted to, thinking about how we're trying to get this wellness thing, looking at the clinic, our new health plan, something for us to think down the road, maybe not that far down the road, offering this opportunity to our employees. Parkview could do them for the $50, and if we wanted to pay, say, half of that as part of our wellness thing, and the employee would pay the other half, we would purchase X number of vouchers. And for those employees who wanted to avail themselves of this opportunity, they could take the voucher, they would have to pay their $25, we'd have to pay our $25. Same situation, checked with Lutheran, can we do the same thing there? And they are 2 thumbs up. They could do the cardiac scan at their DuPont hospital. And, when we finally make some decisions later on about wellness, they're right on board with helping us with that. We may, I don't know, we haven't really talked a lot about what we might implement going down the road to incentivize our employees for doing some of these things. I know a couple employees who have already done this sort of thing, with the cardiac scan, and I don't know that there have been any issues found, but, it's kind of a nice baseline, and so if something happens later on. But maybe that would be a part of our, if you do this, we will pay half of it, and as just encouraging our employees to get healthier. So that's something that we'll keep in the back. I'll file that away in our wellness packet. And
not too far back.
Yeah, not too far back, because that'll be right behind approving the clinic, and then we'll have to work on all of that. Yeah. All right, our work comp claims. We have had a couple close last month, and 2 from the sheriff's office, which is always good, but they were $0. And I was just informed on Saturday of one that had been open with Community Corrections since February of 2021. That one just closed, and that had been about a little less than $800 for that one. So that's good. We still have open a few more from the sheriff's office. And we're hoping to at least get a couple of those closed, maybe this month. The one in particular, the one that is $275,000, that one since October of 2020, that would be a nice one to close that one out and kind of put the stamp on it, and that would be it. Yeah. Let's see, as we are moving along with recruiting, the systems department still has that opening for that intern. Just the right one hasn't come up, but we're keeping our line in the water, and maybe when school starts back up, I had a contact last week from one of the colleges saying, the students don't really check their email over the summer. So I said, I get it, but she's going to go ahead and give us a renewed boost in August as people start gathering their things back in. And so that will be nice. I think that will, that will continue to benefit the systems department. Community corrections is doing really well. They still have the part-time maintenance person opening. That person last day was, I think, last week. But I think we are almost fully staffed. They have asked me to take the postings down except for that one. So that's yay, that's good. Sheriff's office, same situation. I mean, we are keeping our line in the water for confinement officers because, once again, it's kind of that entry level, and you never know who might get bumped up to go to the academy, and then that means that we'll have to fill in for a confinement officer. No action on the auditor or the assessor's position. I think they're both in a holding pattern to see how they're staffing with the way that they are right now. Health Department, thank you very much to the council for increasing the wages for the nurse, and so we did repost for their Health Department nurse and have already received some renewed interest. So I'm very happy about that. Highway Department, still full-time CDL drivers. Okay, we'll see what happens. When council met last week, basically I think what is going to happen is their wages along with other wages, it'll all be lumped in there. Since they already took care of systems department and also the nurses' wages starting July 1, going forward. But for the highway department, they will probably take a look to see about 2024 wages to see if they can increase those. Although I will say that with the information that the highway department was able to give me, and with some of my county information that I passed along to our subcommittee, the wages aren't that terribly far off. So, I mean, sure, there's a bump. And the subcommittee said, well, don't people realize that we have, and then listing the benefits. I tell you, that's what I put in our posting. The pension, the days off, the vacation. Those are big, but people are looking at the wage. It's that paycheck they get every week. So I'm hoping that will be an area that council will seriously take a look at. I believe they will, thanks to the subcommittee information that we got together a few weeks ago. We have Central Communications finished their sit-alongs, and now we are interviewing this week. So in addition to open enrollment meetings, I will be doing some interviews for Central, why not? And hopefully we will, by maybe July-ish, we will have 2 new people coming on board. Then they can start their training. But, depending on what their situation is with their current employer, 2 weeks notice, things like that. Sunny Meadows has had a little bit of we have really 3 openings out there. And so we've posted, and Angela is looking at the resumes or applications that we're getting. So she moved one of her current employees into the head cook position. So now we're really looking for housekeeper caregivers. I can't remember if it's first and third shift. And then there's the part-time weekender. So we have, we have some things that we need to do out there. So that's kind of it for recruiting. Things are looking up in, several of those departments that we've had issues with. And, it just kind of figures, 2 departments go down, 1 goes up. It's, it kind of all balances out. So anyway, meetings that we have this, so we have a noon to 1 today for all employees, 4:30 to 5:30, and 5:45 to 6:45. We'll have a meeting this afternoon at the Highway Department and also out at Central for the health plan. And then tomorrow, we'll start at 6, go 6, 7:15, 8:30, 9:45, 11, 1:30, and 2:45. So we do have a few employees who have already contacted me that with the crazy schedules that some of our 24/7 departments have, they're scheduled to work all day, 6A, 6P, and just can't make it. But as I mentioned when I started off, we'll just take a look at those individually. I'm getting back with them and saying, as soon as we have the enrollment packet, we'll get that to you. Take a look at it. Get with us. We'll answer any questions that you might have. So there's only so much you can do. You're just stuck with that. So anyway, I talked very fast because we've got lots of stuff going on. And get back over there to the department. So anyway, what do you have for me?
Anyone? Anything for Dottie?
Real quick on the, and I know you're not our agent, but on the routine x-ray and laboratory services being a zero charge in network, what does that actually mean? What's a routine x-ray? What would that?
Routine x-ray. That's a good question.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
So lab services, like if you wanted your blood drawn, would be free?
that's what yes, that is how I understand it. So that is
network?
great. Yeah.
And even
in
out of network, it's free.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Yes, yep. So that really is, yeah. It gives the opportunity that people will maybe actually go do their lab
Get
work.
healthy, yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Just last week, my doctor asked me to, wrote out this. It's like, oh, great. And you have to try to figure out, okay, where should I go for my lab work? And, is it better to do it at, let's say, LabCorp? Is it better to do it at, you're always thinking about that.
Right.
So, like I said, that could really encourage people to actually get it done instead of going, sorry, it's going to cost me too much. But, so, yeah, but I don't know. What would be a routine x-ray? I've had 2 so far in the last, month and a half.
The only thing that I could think of is if you have, I mean, I don't have x-rays, but I have routine CT scans and stuff for like my 6 months checkup for cancer.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know if there would be something like that they're following that would be a routine for you. That's the only thing that I could think of that would be not like, hey, let's see if you have pneumonia. That's not routine, but that's the only thing I could think of.
I know. Yeah.
Anything that's
you're right.
anything that's not diagnostic.
Get an x-ray every day, be a routine.
Why not? Yes. And then you can glow by the end of the year.
You didn't have cancer last year. Now you do.
Now you do. Yeah. Let's get some radiation in there. So, but I think we've had, we have made some people irritated at change, as you can imagine, changing insurance companies, changing the plan. We have some employees that keep it the same. On the other hand, we have had some people who we've made very happy because they are currently on a spouse's health plan without dental and vision. And so that will make a difference in their lives for that. And they'll need to make a decision whether or not they want to go okay, let's just go ahead and get dental and vision for the family or, employee and spouse, whatever it might be. We just work through those questions and we try to help everybody as much as we can. And, it's like, well, we're sorry, for those individuals but I think it's a good move. And I hope they will too after they really, I hope that they're able to come to the meeting so that they get a good feel for what the positive changes are. And when it now is live, there is something on the packet about Join Surest that is now live for us. Well, they weren't going to make it live until today because this is when open enrollment starts, and employees will be able to go in, check their own physician, check for other physicians, check for other procedures to see what their copay will be. And they'll be able to make more intelligent, financially, fiscally responsible decisions on their part. And, something else, I did contact UMB, who is the administrator of our health savings account, and verified, I sent them a notice that we will no longer be making contributions. It's the same thing, yeah. To those accounts, and if there was anything else that we needed to do to formally, make that, and they will be contacting all of our employees who have health savings accounts, and probably confirming. This is your account. You're allowed to continue to use it on any sort of medical expense that you have until it's gone. And unfortunately, they won't be able to contribute more because we are not offering a high deductible plan. That was something else that was brought up. What do you mean we're getting rid of the HSA? Well, according to the IRS, the only time we can offer a health savings account is if we are offering a high deductible plan, and we're not offering a deductible at all. Yay, bonus. And to top it off, we're moving that deductible over to your out-of-pocket maximum for this year. Oh, okay. So, kind of, the win-win.
So the employees know you can transfer that money from that HSA to like Fidelity or
Yes.
or a brokerage house, and you can invest in stocks with it, bonds, whatever you want. So if someone has accumulated a sizable and aren't using it, it builds tax-free, and you use it tax-free later. So just something, if someone does have, any employee does have a substantial amount,
Right.
you can move it to a brokerage, and you can earn a minimum of 5% in a CD.
Right.
Because
Yeah,
UMB is paying a 0.5%.
Right.
So I mean, that's
not
just what I
much.
would recommend to
Yep.
anyone employee that has it, that has
And
any
because
left.
we are not financial experts, we will leave that up to UMB.
Right, I'm just saying they have
yes,
options,
It is,
so,
yeah, there are options. We try to stay out of giving employees too
Yeah, I
much
get
financial
that.
advice, but yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly it.
Just an option.
So, and I'm,
Suggestion, definitely not
Just,
financial
It
advice.
is.
It's not
I'm
a-
not suggesting which fund to put it in.
Yeah, no,
You're
that's a different story.
Yeah.
My fund, transfer to me, yeah. That way you don't have to worry about it.
That's it.
that's it, yeah, let it ride. So, anyway, anything else?
It's always good to, if you share something like that, to say, we are not financial advisors, paper it with a lot of.
There's
Yes,
the disclosure,
yes.
there's the disclosure from my
We
attorney.
recommend you talk to
Yes.
a tax accountant or whatever.
And, we do that with something so simple. A few years ago, during the Trump administration, the W-4s changed
Yes, they did.
drastically. and for years, HR people were so used to just, and then it's like, wow, it changed.
Yes.
And so did what you needed to do. If you had a second job, if your spouse worked, if you have children, it just went on and on and on. And so, still the HR, line is, well, we can't tell you what to do. You really should contact your tax professional, the person who does your taxes, talk to somebody like that. This is what most people do, but, and we can't even do that anymore because it just kind of changes, with that new form. And we still have the form, and almost every year after people have their taxes done, we'll get a call, hey, I don't think I had enough taxes taken out. Yeah, here's the form.
Right.
It's not set in stone. It can be changed. What did your tax advisor say? Here it is, fill it out, bring it back. Payroll will take care of you. So, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, okay,
Good,
great. Well, hope to see you guys in the next couple days.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Dottie.
And we have to be enrolled by when? The end of the month, right? End of the week, so I need to get a hold of you, don't I? Okay, all right. Thank you.
We needed everybody enrolled like 2 weeks ago.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Well, then I'll just.
Thank you.
I'll call you, or can I shoot you an email of what I want, or you need me to come in person? I'll just shoot you an email. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. All right, thanks, Addie. Okay, moving on. Larry, you're here. We got a little time. We can
Just FYI, Chris Gomer's going to come over 9:15 to talk about the craft
Oh, okay.
situation. So
Good deal, good deal. Larry?
I'm assuming all of you seen Susan's email.
Yes.
I'm such a troublemaker.
Oh, no.
So it's about the women's restroom. So Bill and Mike went in there this morning, we looked at it. I have already contacted Derek, he's gonna meet with me today. Over and give us
Derek Weimer?
So, and after we left, what I think I will do is, for the toilets, I'm gonna get new guts for them, new insides. And I'll just
Rebuild them.
rebuild everything and see if that helps, but
Okay.
we'll see. And and I've talked to Susan about this before, about putting faucets in. I'm gonna have to hunt to see.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible we would have to get a different sink because of the way they're set up.
I'm hoping.
I mean, I don't
not,
know.
but
You
I'm
can
hoping
find,
we can
yeah.
find-
Yeah.
Okay, but if not, that would be our only option, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
We did
know,
look
See,
at,
this is way over my,
no, we,
no Northside Plumbing will have those individual faucets.
Yeah.
They've
Oh,
got-
yeah.
Yeah,
They got everything you could want.
yeah, and then some.
So,
Yeah.
we really don't want to change the character of those
right.
restrooms, and the sink is part of that, so,
yeah.
Well, that's what I
yeah.
know, that's what I thought, but
No.
I,
mechanics is
We
over
might
me.
polish the marble and
yeah,
all that.
work on the
Polish the
latches and anything that needs, tweaked, and I do have one thought, and that's that bar over the top of the and, or the
Stalls.
stalls, I would say stanchions, stalls. I think that we need to do something with that. I will look into that. Maybe I can figure out something a little more decorative at least. It's just a pipe and it's really kind of crude.
Kind of ugly.
Yeah, it's actually ugly. I will kind of see what I can come up with on that, or we both can.
Okay.
I got a couple ideas maybe on that. And like I say, get it painted, the ceiling fixed, and spruce it
what
up.
about the floor? I mean, it's just bleh.
Yeah.
But I don't even know what
You don't like
you
the
would do for
carpet?
that. No,
Do we want to go with the hard surface in there? What's under the carpet? What?
I really have no idea.
I don't either.
It would be easy to put the vinyl planking.
Yeah.
It looks like a wood floor in there. That's durable as all get out.
Right.
So.
That would look nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'll pull up a corner of it to see. I have no idea what's under.
Yeah.
Might be tile, might be something we can look like,
Yeah.
I would assume it looks like the men's.
I would think so, but I don't know that.
Take a peek and see.
But never assume when,
Yeah, no,
Well, there's no carpet in the stalls. It probably has got the same floor as what
that's
the,
what
yeah, I would
It's
imagine.
It's
Yeah,
got like the floor out
So
there.
there's actually carpet in the restroom?
yeah. Just in the main walkway part.
That's
yeah.
interesting. I know, but that's interesting. I bet it's tile under it. Wonder what shape it's in, though, is the question.
that's the question.
They drove spikes through it, in the corners.
Yeah.
Another thing, city has gotten new garbage.
Yeah, I saw that.
So on the courthouse square, where the garbage cans sit out here, those new containers will not work up there. So what they do is they open up and you roll a garbage can in there. They met with me and wanted to put them on the ramps. And I told them, don't do that right now. I personally don't think it's a good idea. But, because if you look at them, they're just black right on the ramps. One for me would be snow removal, going around and messing with them. If I have to back in on the ramps.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm just bringing it to you, see what your thoughts are. Talked to Bill down at the street department, and I told him, I said, I'll get back with you after I talk to you guys. See what your thoughts are. I don't know, and I should have asked him, if we don't go with those, if they'll leave the ones that we have here.
Yeah, that'd be a good question, yeah.
And I probably could find that out.
So are they going to be like permanent, stuck in the middle of a ramp?
They're not permanent.
Oh,
But
okay.
have you seen them?
I have seen, I was just trying to figure out, because sometimes those ramps are used for like trailers,
Yeah.
trucks, construction, like,
Yeah.
are they going to be driving around them to
They'd
get
have
to
to
where they
drive around
need to be?
or get out and move them and,
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
And so,
I'm with you.
and another thing they had said was, my first thought was, well, who's gonna pull the garbage cans out? Because I know the drivers of the garbage truck's not gonna get out and pull that can out. And they were hoping,
The other is
business
also,
owners or someone would step up and do it. And I'm like, I don't know if that's gonna happen or not. So that was another thing that he kind of threw at me, like, tell him here.
I don't volunteer.
Oh, come on, Susan.
No. No, I draw the line.
So I'm like, I just don't think that's a good idea. But if we go that way, that's the way we go. I just think those are not a side. So,
I'd check with Bill and see if we can just stay where we're at, if that'll work for the city, and, I mean, if it's not broken, let's not fix it.
well, and the thing with this, they can pull right up there and grab them and pick them up. and
Yeah.
move them.
Yeah,
Nobody has to mess with them, they're there.
yeah.
Right.
They can
So-
grab them off those pedestals or the
Yeah,
present cans, really.
yeah, they can pull up alongside there and reach out and grab it.
They can reach out, it goes up.
So I will check on that and see. And it might be a thing we may have to update them or get. We can
Yeah.
Spruce them up or something.
That's what I was thinking, wondered maybe update those cans and maybe if they're black, like the rest of
Yeah.
Yeah,
the cans or something,
Yeah.
or-
Yeah, there you are.
and just go with
wouldn't take
that.
much to paint them up, or,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah,
Spruce them up,
yeah.
clean them up, paint them.
Anything else on here?
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I don't think Auburn Plumbing and Heating's been over there yet. I
Okay.
believe, but I had talked to.
They should be there anytime.
Yeah.
I know they have the parts,
Yeah.
so.
They have the parts, okay. Okay.
So,
At that
well,
point, then, we will pull those portables out of there. Yeah,
So you're sort of involved in this. The guy from, it was Advanced Wildlife or whatever. Did get a
Bill?
hold of, got a hold of Mark Olivera.
Oh.
And I don't know if he's got the quote in yet, but he was preparing a quote. But he said that as long as there's a health issue involved, they can start eliminating the bats
Oh.
now.
Good.
So as soon as we get that quote in
Okay.
from
That makes
him,
sense.
then we can take a look, yeah.
Well, he did a good job at my house. Well, I know he didn't show up to the one meeting, or the one
Yeah.
appointment, but
well.
he can do good work, so I'll see what his quote is.
But yeah. But, that's,
That's good.
I'm concerned about the health aspects of that, so if
Oh,
we
yeah.
can move forward with that, so,
You don't want those bats in your attic.
no. So hopefully we'll get that soon.
Good.
okay.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Larry.
Have a good one, Larry.
Chris, come on up. I see.
I must have forgot to put my contacts in today, because I'm like looking at you all, and I'm like, why are they blurry? I realized I forgot to put my contacts.
Chris, you drove
I
here?
drove the whole way here, and I did not realize until I come here to see you
Your eyes must not be that bad, because I would know who you were if I didn't have mine.
guys. Enough that, yeah.
That mic
Do you-
on, Chris?
Your sunglasses? Whoa.
Here, put them on.
You're crazy.
Yeah. Hit your mic there, Chris. Chris, hit your mic.
Sorry. I'm just coming over. I had emailed you all back about the craft situation that you got the email on from Mike, and just said I can pop over if you guys want to discuss it and see what to do. I don't know if there's anything more we can do other than Andrew's letter that got sent out, and he's got, I don't know, 15 days from the date of that letter.
Right. I mean, I can't believe he put up walls like that.
Oh,
And,
I do, after 2 years of this, I
yeah.
absolutely believe that.
I was going to write, wow, I'm real surprised, but then nothing surprises
Yeah.
me anymore.
So
It all, with anything, it all just is what it is.
so
I
that,
don't know what you're
Ben Craft at the situation we've been,
Okay, is there anything else I need to know?
County Road 55 and County Road 60.
I got that part, but I don't, the newest, I don't know.
I'll send you the picture.
Good deal.
Here.
Okay.
It's a nice concrete wall and gate.
Five things tall with
which
a
that would-
steel gate
Location improvement permit
would require that,
would be
yes.
required, yeah.
Right.
Be required.
Obviously, he didn't come in and get one.
No, he did not. So Andrew, that letter got sent out last week.
Okay. For the no improvement location permit?
No, for the letter you sent out.
I thought it got sent out,
We had gotten.
on June 9th, we emailed it to his attorney
Okay,
with 15 days, which would put us to the 24th, right?
okay, yep,
Which is what, I guess, next Monday, basically.
next Monday.
So
I guess you just want to wait and see what he's not going to take them down, I don't believe.
at this point, preparing a lawsuit, and then
Yeah,
I think is the only way to go, unless you guys have something different. I'd rather not have to do that against somebody, but he's not following the rules.
Yeah, and I didn't go out there this morning. I can go out there, and I wanted to see if he had walls around the entire site or just that front part. I'm assuming it's to impede us from taking photos as well.
well, I'm sure, that's exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly,
I have a
yeah.
drone I could use if we need to use it.
I was going to say, it's pretty easy to get photos.
You
Yeah,
can probably just raise the drone straight up on the road.
In the
and not
right of
even
way.
cross his property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And get a good
yeah, and the
shot.
sheriff's department has drones too if we,
Yeah.
I can
Yeah, I
run
was
there,
gonna say the sheriff's
shoot it
de-
if you want. I have one.
Okay.
And go over and shoot it. You can fly over his property. No one can tell you can't fly over their property.
okay,
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You just can't fly above their head. That's the rule.
above their what?
You're not supposed to fly it in populated areas above people's heads.
Oh, okay,
For
okay.
safety reasons, but
Okay,
airspace is not owned by them. You can do what you want.
okay,
Can't land it on my head.
Well,
get stuck.
It was
That'd be fun.
this is,
great.
She'd be bald the next meeting, you
Watch
guys.
it out
She'd
whenever
be
I'm
bald.
outside.
Okay, well then I guess we'll just wait till Monday and see what happens. I'll let
Let's,
you know, Todd, if it's fully walled.
Let's run over there and shoot some drone video. Yeah, it's fine.
it's a shame that he's just so blatant about,
I mean, doing that is just like sticking it to the face of the county, right?
Well, and then
I
you
know.
got IDEM involved too, or not IDEM,
no, I don't.
Yeah, I
IDEM
do.
involved.
For
they're
their
not, they have no sense of humor.
Right,
So, I
right.
mean, I don't understand why you'd want to upset them.
I did talk to Evan White from IDEM, and they're preparing their interim inspection report, and they're going to copy us on
Okay.
on that when it comes in. But
And we
he's
did
not,
get, sorry, go ahead.
He's not doing the wetland remediation
Right,
properly. I think EarthSource submitted a secondary plan, but that's still not being done correctly either. So
yeah.
Yeah.
he's sticking his thumb in their eye as well.
Well, we found out that Crafts are buying it, we believe, on land contract.
Right.
From another entity.
Yeah.
and I sent out the letter to that other entity, J&L Farms.
Yeah, it's Smuckers.
So if they get that and understand the ramifications of it,
Right.
they should be getting on Kraft as well, and they could
They have
declare
vested
that
interest.
contract violated or in breach by him, because
Yes.
he's causing government investigations, violating things, not following laws, which is usually a paragraph in those
It's in
contracts.
those,
Okay.
any good contract would have
So
that.
J&L should be declaring breach of contract
Yeah.
and moving to kick Kraft out would be a logical move on their part. But I mean, we can't force
Yes.
them to do that.
Well, but I think there's a relationship there between Smuckers and Kraft, so it's unlikely.
They might not do that if it's a
unlikely
family
that they're
relationship
gonna
or something.
see anything going there, I think, anyway.
Yeah.
But what liability would they assume if they don't?
I think if they're the owner, they have some liability there.
Absolutely, they do. They're the
I think
owner of the
they do.
property.
That's right,
They
they're the
still own the
record owner.
property.
There's no title transfer until
Yeah,
the
that
contract.
deed still is
Title
in his
doesn't
name.
pass until the contract's paid off.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Are the J and L people related also?
that's what Mike,
Is that what you meant?
that they were
Well,
related, or?
I don't know that there's a relationship there, I believe. I don't know that they're related.
Some
but
sort of
whether
a
it's
Gotcha.
friend or business relationship.
Okay.
relationship or something.
Did you ever hear back from the Fort Wayne, Allen County Engineering Department?
Oh, I did, and they were not very helpful. They indicated that they had been doing work with Kraft's company there, and basically, it sounds like he's contracting and getting the low bids.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so
he's
I think
always-
that's where whoever thought that was going on by him getting work from Fort Wayne, it appears that's the case.
Yeah.
They confirmed that with me, that
Well, I've confirmed with ours that he's not doing any work here in
No.
DeKalb County.
But I talked to
Right.
Mike Frucci last week at the Maumee River Basin Commission meeting, and they are still, Allen County is still doing some work, or
Back in-
hiring him, because
Okay.
they're really hard pressed to get any contractors at all, and,
Yeah.
Right.
and Ben's always low bid, you
Yeah.
know, which is
Well, typically those contracts will have something in there of
about proper disposal.
proper
They
disposal.
They definitely do.
And so they're breaching their contract as well,
Unless that's not in the contract.
unless
but
it's
you-
not in the contract, which we
It
can find
is.
out if it's public
It's
record.
definitely in their contract. I'd ask about that, yeah.
there's a Kraft Water Solutions
That's the-
excavating
That's
is
the company.
apparently what he's doing business in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll just follow up on Monday then.
Thanks. Yeah,
I'll follow up on Monday, and just when you guys have a lull, I'll come in.
week from Monday.
Okay.
We're not
Well,
here
we're not
Monday.
A
meeting
week from Monday.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just follow up with Andrew then on
Yeah,
Monday.
there you go, there you
And
go.
then if you guys are okay, we'll just go ahead and
I believe.
get this going.
Might as well.
Awesome. And I'll let you know, Todd.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Cool.
J&L
Have a good one.
Farms.
Thanks, Chris.
You guys too. Thanks.
J&L Farms.
Okay. Claims. We had some claims. Get through the claims.
I'll move to approve them.
Second.
Claims.
Just one comment, I did see the sheriff's elevator was included in those claims. So evidently that project is done, and behind them, I think it was 59,000.
That was less than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, I think
I was
the-
surprised, because I
yeah.
thought it was gonna be 80.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, that it was less, so just an observation.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay,
Yep.
all those in favor of approving claims signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, the same. Claims are approved.
If I could step back to Kraft again, I can reach out to Allen, or to Fort Wayne again, and basically say that we're requesting an investigation. If you want me to, because
let me
we
see.
feel like stuff is just being dumped. I don't know if
Oh,
it'll do any good to complain to them down there.
It
but-
won't hurt. I'll send you Mike Frucci's email address. He's a Allen County surveyor,
Okay,
so I'll send you his email address.
okay, all right.
Okay. Minutes?
Move to approve minutes.
Second.
Okay, motion and second to approve minutes. Any additional comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the same. Motion carries. Travel.
Move to approve travel?
I'll second.
Motion and second to approve travel. Any additional comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Opposed, the same. Travel is approved. Okay, DCCC contractual agreement for instructor. Did you read that, recall that, everyone? Independent contractor. Was it $7,500 a year?
The way I understood it,
Yeah, I think that was,
and they wouldn't be liable for the training and stuff. This someone they just bring in that's a professional.
I think that was a max too, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe
It was by
so.
the hour, up to that.
Yeah, up to, not to exceed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was good with it. Did Andrew, did you get a chance to read that at all?
That might have come in before I was on vacation. I'll just take a look.
It's this one.
Is
And I
it
had
the
a-
Cognitive Behavioral Services Instructor
Yes.
Agreement?
Yes.
Yes.
I did look at that before vacation, and let's see. I had let's see, I had emailed Michelle with a couple of changes on it, but I don't think it was anything.
In this, with that one that she sent, she said that she had used an old contract that they found at DCC and some from the health department, which has been approved by Mr. Cruz with a few edits.
Yep.
So
So if she
she
made the
put the
edits, I'm
edits
fine
in.
with it. Because I don't think there was anything, it was just a couple of maybe either spelling or date or something like that. Well, I'm fine with it.
Okay. Entertain a motion?
So moved.
I'll move to approve the DCC.
He moved.
Oh, I thought, I didn't hear it. Oh, okay.
You can second.
Okay, I'll second it.
Okay, motion and second on the floor. Are there any other comments, questions, remarks? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, the same. The contract is approved.
Michelle is the one.
Okay,
Oh, you're saying.
in digital phone upgrade agreement.
Yes.
Is this the one for,
They're approving that they can have that position,
is this the one for, Central?
not from
I think,
this.
yes.
I didn't quite understand it, to be honest with you. I didn't know what they're doing. What's this upgrade anyway? What is it?
I'm not sure that I know. Mike, do you
Mike,
have
do you
any
know anything about
knowledge?
it?
It's got to do with the,
Something about headsets. They already had headsets, and I got
Yeah.
lost in that mix once I read that.
but I think there were some changes in the phone system connecting to the state and all of that.
Do you want Brian to come in and
How much was it for? Do we,
117 or 107,000?
gosh darn,
We could just call him.
I think we need to know more about that for 100 grand.
Yeah, it's over 100 grand, I'm pretty
Yeah, I
sure.
stopped reading once I should have read it all, but something about they already had headsets, so they're gonna save some money by not having to replace the headsets, and I thought,
That seems like it's an ongoing
Okay,
need out there.
so
Communications, this is Brian.
hey, Brian, it's Susan and all the commissioners.
Yes.
Okay, can you give them a little explanation on what this in digital phone upgrade, like just what it is? Because I can't explain it.
Okay, in digital supplies all of our 911 data and the hardware and everything for Central Communications. And every 5 years, they do a hardware refresh and update on all of the operating systems for that. And we were just notified earlier this year that we were actually past due for that. I mean, the system operates as it is, but as we all know, hardware has a lifespan of 3 to 5 years. And we are beyond that with our current hardware, which is the touchscreen monitors, the CPUs, and all of that. And there are more features and functionality in the updated software.
Okay. Any other questions, commissioners?
So every 5 years, we're spending 107,000?
Sounds it. Brian, go ahead.
The cost will change every 5 years due to just overall inflation and different costs, but after talking with Rick and the council, this will be in our 5-year plan to have this budgeted for and not have to do an additional appropriation for this in this type of situation again.
That was my next question.
Well, and the additional, that's coming this year because we were just notified that we were behind. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Anything else for Brian?
No.
No, sir. Hope everybody had a great weekend, and we greatly appreciate all your assistance in these situations.
Okay, thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, gentlemen.
I guess we need to approve this. I'd move to approve the phone upgrade agreement.
I'll second.
Motion and second. Additional comments? Yes, sir. Come to the mic, please. Sure. Get your, make sure that mic's on, yes.
When would be the next
Add
5-year
your
update?
name and
Oh, Kellen Dooley
address.
and 2128 Palace Court in Auburn. When would be the next update if they do it every 5 years? Are we 3 years into the next one and in 2 years we have to do it again?
5 years.
Should be 5 years.
It'd be 5 years. So this is the 5 year that they're doing it right now. And we
Or
just
so.
missed it last time. Okay.
We're just over. We're just past, like, we're already in past our 5 years, so, but now we'll go 5 from this year.
Okay. I just making sure because if the company does every 5 years, when do we fall into the company's 5 years update? You know what I mean? Because they'll update their stuff. And I don't want to get old stuff and then have to do it again in 2-3 years. So,
Yeah.
okay. Thanks.
Good point.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the same. Motion carries.
Okay, I have multiple things on this for you all.
Sign, sign, sign.
Okay. And there's,
Oh, your special sheet, Todd. All by yourself.
Uh-oh, what'd I do? Now, wait, I'm not signing a blank piece of paper. Look, is that right, Andrew? A piece of paper with a signature on it.
you just don't have the rest of it. Just you here.
Wait till we reactivate the invisible ink.
Signing over all his retirement accounts to us.
There we are. That's good, you're gonna get 0.
Goes back.
Quickly squeezed you on that one.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. That's it? Okay.
All right.
What else you got, Susan?
I have nothing else.
Is that it? Well, we're still on miscellaneous, so Todd, Mike?
That building Butler's got in on Broadway Street, in the
Yeah.
city of Butler,
The deer went through
that the deer ran through.
Yeah, it was on my list too.
So technically, we're the owner. Well, we're the keeper of the property. Anyway, I don't know. Are we technically the owner of that? Is it still that that?
We never take title.
We are not the owner
Yeah.
because we don't take title of
Yeah,
it.
the land
So
trust out of Florida owns it, whatever the name is.
whatever the owner record was is
Out of
who it still
Miami.
technically owns it.
But it went through tax sale, right? And then, didn't it go through tax sale? And then, didn't we put it through commissioner's sale once and it didn't sell? Am I wrong there?
I don't remember.
Because, or it went through tax sale and didn't sell, and then it would be up to commissioner's sale is what I was told, but we have delayed commissioner's sales because they haven't been real productive.
Right.
But I'm just wondering, this property here, if no one's taking care of it, and the city of Butler has to take care of it, either we should pay for the repairs, or we should get rid of the property, one of the two.
Well, I know Mayor Hartman would like to buy that property at
Right,
commissioner's sale. or-
yeah,
Do you remember that
certificate-
address off the
certificate
top of your head?
sale.
yes. Yeah, certificate sale would be the
Yeah,
correct term.
right, yeah.
If we would put it to certificate sale.
Right, yeah.
And I'm sure he would buy it.
Yeah.
Let me look here. I got it right here. The address is, Mayor Hartman gave me the address. Well, I think he did. Oh, yeah. 209 South Broadway. It's 207 and 209 are the two buildings that are the problem. That deer must have wanted in real bad, huh?
Must have.
Okay, how do we move forward on this? What's the best course of action? Do we pay for the boarding up the window, or do we can we offer that to Butler?
I think you can only offer it to Butler if it goes through the commissioner's sale, right?
Yeah, which I don't.
That's the only way to cleanse it, to give it to a city
And then
community
if
or
it
offer
doesn't
it.
sell, then we can do what we did and, you know what I'm saying? But I would rather put it,
Well,
Let
the
me do
city of
some
Butler
looking.
doesn't want it.
oh, Mike wants it personally.
Yes.
Well, if Mike wants
Oh.
it personally, it'll have to go to commissioners.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has to be a certificate.
Yeah, I thought it was
No,
the
no,
city
no, no.
wanted it. If Mike wants it personally,
No, I
then,
asked him about that, and he said.
that's right, you're correct. So it would have to go through commissioners.
Because we don't own it right now. The only way we can get control of it is through the commissioner's sale.
Susan, am I right, though, that it did go through tax sale and didn't sell?
Yes.
Yes, because there's $17,000 due on
That's
it.
a perpetual tax sale
Mm-hmm.
property, yeah.
I think we need to put it to a commissioner's sale and let Mike or whoever bid on it.
So I think,
Let him pay for the repairs for now
without
and
being in
then-
my tax sale system, I'm pretty sure that it's probably went through multiple tax sales and multiple certificate sales, and nobody purchased it either one.
Well, he said
But-
he was the runner-up bidder on it, on some of these, on this property, I believe. And supposedly these people bought it, he was runner-up.
Oh,
And so he was like, you know, why, and they're not paying their taxes now, not doing anything, so,
I don't think they even went, they completed the
yeah, they didn't
procedure
even,
for the certificate.
yeah, they didn't even
Yeah.
complete the certificate, I don't think.
I don't think.
the South Broadland Trust people?
Yes.
Well, they would have had to complete some kind of a process because it went into their name
So
in
it is.
2016.
Okay, all right.
You got the,
Yeah,
the
so
tax
November
bill.
of 2016 is when it went into the Broadway Land Trust people.
I see. Okay.
And we couldn't have done that without a deed.
How
But-
many,
Broadway Land Trust.
It's
That means-
S
yeah.
Broadway Land Trust.
That means they created a land trust just for
just for
Butler.
Yes.
And the
They must have
mailing,
been serious at that point to do that. I mean, it's not like it's the South Florida Land Trust and buying up a bunch of dilapidated property.
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
I think we
Hey,
should, go ahead.
how many, Susan, do we have a number of properties that we could do a certificate sale and?
oh, probably, we're getting ready to certify tax sale here, I think, within this week.
Okay.
Yeah, because
So-
he mentioned 209 South, 207 and 209 he would like to buy, and then 108 East Oak also. I don't know if 108 East Oak has been through tax sale already.
That's in
and
the
that
same
same,
boat
it's the
as
same people.
Broadway property.
Yeah, it's the same Broadway property group. But I think we should take them all to certificate sale. If they're not selling at tax sale, we might as well. I know it's been said, well, it's not productive, so let's not do it. Well, we gotta try to get rid of these properties if in some way, you know?
Well, we just didn't do it this year. It's, when you do them every single year,
Right.
then it just gets burnt out and people
Yeah.
don't do it.
No,
Now,
no, yeah.
I can tell you that this year is the first year for tax sale that Sandy and I have decided we're actually doing an online sale versus just people coming. It's gonna be strictly online, so we're trying that for the first time
Is
this year.
SRI
so
gonna
that-
handle that for you?
They're helping us with it,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, they'll
good.
still be
Yeah, because
way
they're the
involved.
pros with that, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, I mean, without talking to Sandy, I'm sure since we skipped this year that she would be in an agreement to do the commissioner's sale with, after this sale.
I think we should.
I think so too.
Generally, it would kind of be an every other year thing.
Yeah.
And then for a while, we did a couple back-to-back because there was like a big, I'm trying to think who it was, Kitchen Quip maybe. There was something big in there that had to be done
Okay.
like really, really quick.
Okay.
But generally, it's an every other year thing.
Because the good thing is if we put these commissioner sale and someone
tax
like
roll.
Mike buys it, whether it be Mike or whoever, it goes back on the tax
on the
rolls
tax rolls,
and
yeah.
we're
Right.
not repairing deer running through it. So
Right.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But I do think we need to reimburse
I think we
them
should.
for the
Yeah, we should
boarding up
reimburse
the windows or
Mike for
whatever,
replacing the
or
window.
replacing
And
glass.
I'm sure it wouldn't be that much. I mean,
Get a invoice from him.
yeah, I think so.
Consider.
I'll send him a text, say, hey, shoot us what your costs were and we'll take it under consideration.
Yeah.
Or just have the window replaced. I
Yeah,
guess.
that's what I'm saying, and
Yeah.
ask him what the
Yeah.
best thing to do. Maybe though, if he's gonna ultimately end up with the property anyway, leave the window boarded up.
Well, that's
for
what
now.
I'm thinking, just paying for
Why,
the
why
board.
invest
boarding up
putting
the
a window in a property we don't own? We got boarded up.
Because we have
with
no way of
security.
found insurance on that, I assume.
They're probably not paying their insurance either.
Yeah, well,
But
we
it
would,
wouldn't be under ours because it's not
Wouldn't be
ours.
under
Yeah, it's not
ours.
ours.
so, yeah, let's offer to pay for the boarding up and let them know we're gonna put that up
But
for
it's a
sale.
certificate sale. Yeah.
Yeah,
So have them send
Yes.
something,
Yes.
and then we can do a motion and vote on it.
I'll
when
shoot
we
him a
have
text
that
right
paper.
now.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That would work. That's all the way. Anything else? Mike,
Nope, I only had bats on my list.
just the bats? Todd, you done?
I'm good.
Andrew?
Well, I looked up that South Broadway Land Company, been administratively dissolved. There was a Donald Cochran that was the president and the creator of it, and they didn't even bother keeping it up to date first year they opened it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it had years of the business entity report due every year from when they started in 2001.
Oh,
And it became inactive in 2003. But, so, what's the exact name of the owner of that land? Like, was it South Broadway? Oh, it was
just
S.
S.
Oh,
Broadway.
Land Trust. Okay, so they started operating under something else. Is there a name of anybody associated with it? I wonder if it's the same people in Valpo that set up the South Broadway Land Company.
Are they out of Miami?
No. Okay.
Our mailing, I know the mailing address is Miami, Florida.
All right. Never mind then.
What's that? Okay. Is that all you have?
Yeah, I think that's,
Okay. I've been to Woods, Lands, and Lakes. They've sent us an invoice. I printed it off. It didn't print off very well, but anyway, I keep getting contact from them. I'm not interested in being on that board, and I don't know anybody else that is. And so I don't know that we want to participate in that. It's a private nonprofit.
I'm not interested in it.
Okay,
I don't like the plan. I don't like
Yeah. I will get back with them and get off their email list and tell them we're not going to send them the 500.
Mike's got a lot of free time. He could be on that board.
Okay, let's
Along
move
with the
on
other
down.
13.
Trooper Bailey Road. They want to rename part of I-69 after Trooper Bailey from 11A, I believe, to about State Road 8 or mile
Be
marker.
nice.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that should be done.
What do we need to do? They wanted a signature. I got an email. They wanted a signature, but there was no signature page included in that email, so I didn't do anything
Okay,
with
wait,
it.
what was this, on 69?
Yeah,
That section,
there's a
okay.
yeah.
Mile, I forget, mile marker, something to something, short
Yeah.
stretch there.
Yes, yes,
I got
11A
an
to
email
mile
from-
marker that's close to State Road 8, whatever that one is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got an email from Ben Smaltz about it, but
Yes, you too.
Well, and it's for I-69.
Yes.
Yeah.
Typically, wouldn't that be determined by the state or the federal government?
It would
Not by
be-
us.
They wanted Ben, I guess, wanted our.
I think it was.
Maybe support of it or something.
It was more of a,
Letter of support, I think, is what
Yeah,
he
more
was
of a letter of
asking
Letter of
for.
support.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 So
See if I
we
can
drop a
find that.
letter and sign it and get it to Ben, is that the thing probably
Yeah.
to do?
I think so.
Yeah.
Does anybody have that email that they can
I'm
send me?
looking.
Sounds like it'd be a good thing that you gentlemen, and it makes sense, would want to
Yeah, I-
do a
I
letter
would
of
have
approval.
no-
I don't think you actually have to officially name it that, but
Well, we can't name it 69, but
Right.
we can
you
support.
can support it.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
it was
That
for
makes sense.
support.
Well, I don't have it. Let me shoot Ben a text.
Well, we can wait till he sends that back and move on with that. But anyway, we're all in agreement. We just need something written up that we can all sign, I assume, and
Right.
Yeah.
let him either send us a form or whatever we need to do with that. Okay. A little discussion about travel and the mileage. When we changed the handbook on the travel as being calculated or approved by the department heads and calculating that mileage, that whether they use their own vehicle or a highway vehicle, that mileage needs to be calculated against their budgets. Where we at on that as far as rewriting that?
I think we have a draft up. I hadn't looked at that since coming back on vacation.
We're only going to be able to do a spreadsheet or something from the departments of that mileage. There's not going to be any way to put it against the budget.
There's not?
If we are actually, like if I drive my personal vehicle and you're actually paying me for it, then yes, that's going to come out of the travel. But if it's a county-owned vehicle, there is not a way to, you don't pay anything out, so that doesn't go
Right,
against
but we
the
can still
budget.
track it and compare it to the budget that was,
You can track
Yeah.
it, but you
Right.
can't expect to see it in the budget.
right.
There's no financial transaction, so
Right.
you can't, you
So it could
can't
be-
go in the budget.
I know, but I think Bill thought we could do it.
Yeah.
You were thinking we'd see it in the budget, and you're not going to. You'd have to require the departments to track it, so you know how many miles their cars are going for travel.
Just get a report every month
Yeah.
Yeah,
or every 6 months, or every quarter, whatever you.
yeah.
Once you get the report, then what's the outcome of the
At least
report?
we can see what the expense is, and they, in my opinion, they should have to put that in their budget, whether it won't get spent. You know what I'm saying? In other words, we think we're gonna drive X amount of dollars at this much, throw it in the budget, because we are gonna have to replace that car due to the wear. And at least we
And
can
are
see,
furnishing the
But it
gas.
doesn't go anywhere.
I understand it doesn't go anywhere, and that, but obviously that budget line item will just go up in value, and then we can use that, we can always transfer that money to buy vehicles then, is what I'm saying,
Like a
right?
But it-
Cume cap fund?
But
you're
it
trying to create?
it doesn't keep going. It ends every year.
Right.
So if it's not in the line item, it's just in the
Right.
fund
Okay.
accumulating.
Right, that's, yeah.
So there's not any, so even, it's like, say it was, I don't know, sheriff's car that was purchased from county general. Even if that money was in their travel in county general, that can't be transferred to, say, Cume Cap to buy a
can't?
car. You can't transfer from fund to fund.
Oh, I didn't know
It's
that.
not possible to do that.
Oh.
So if you're putting those in your budget, you're just inflating the budget numbers
Right.
unnecessarily because it's never gonna go anywhere. It's gonna stay.
Well, it's maybe not, I get what you're saying, maybe not unnecessary though, because if we do budget it, that's money we won't spend. In other words, it is saying, hey, we're carving this out even though we're not gonna spend it, so don't spend it on something else.
But if you
Because we are
budget
gonna
it-
have to buy a car someday.
If you budget it and the council approves and gives that department the approval to spend that money, whether they spend it for travel or not, they can transfer it.
Right.
But they could transfer it and spend it for
Right.
office supplies.
But at least we know it was budgeted and that we know what the cost is. That's the thing is, we have all these, what I call soft costs that, well, we need a car now. Well, we need a car because we drove it X amount of miles and we didn't know how many miles that we drove it. It'd be nice at least to have a report showing whether you budgeted
You're only
or not.
gonna be able to have a report that a department
fine.
head keeps themselves. There's not gonna be anything within the financial system that can reflect that.
Okay.
Because even if you budget $10,000 because you're gonna use the county vehicle, but then something comes up and they need $10,000 for some kind of equipment, then it's truly going to be spent. It's not just
Right.
gonna be saved there.
Right.
Because they have the ability to spend what the council approves.
Again, I get that point, but if there was a item set up for it, even if they transferred, at least we know how much money we targeted for a car, even if they spent it on something else, I guess is what I'm saying. Right now, we have no idea what this is costing us. They just say one day, hey, we gotta replace this car, we need 50 grand. Whereas if I know, okay, you're driving this many miles, we're having this kind of depreciation.
This is a hidden expense that's not being accounted for.
That's what I'm saying.
And how is that right in county government, budgeting? I mean, we're spending this money, but it's nowhere to be seen.
Well-
It's like a hidden agenda almost.
To use a county car to go to travel?
The depreciation's already cooked in. All those vehicles are depreciated on a schedule.
Yeah, we depreciate them for inventory only. There's no monetary gain by depreciating our vehicles.
So
because
are
they don't pay
you
taxes.
saying you would rather nobody in the county use their county vehicle and we pay everybody for their personal?
That would be fine, we'd be money ahead. County would be money ahead.
I don't think we would,
Well, we
but
would be. When
I
you
think the thing
consider
that- I
the
think
expense
that-
of these vehicles, replacing them, and the mileage, the fuel, depreciation, what tire wear and tear, we'd be money ahead.
I just would like to see, if nothing else, the report will tell me how much the vehicles are being used and I can plan properly. I
Yeah.
can say in my head, okay, I understand we can depreciate things, that's one thing. I can depreciate something that gets driven 3,000 miles a year, and even if it's on a 7-year depreciation schedule, that vehicle might last 20 years. Then again, one that's driven 100,000 miles a year, you can put it on a 7-year depreciation, but you're gonna replace it every 2.5 years. So the report, I think, if nothing else, even if we can't tag it to the budget, gives us an idea
We
where
need
we're
some
gonna be.
accountability
And we
here.
can say, hey, this department needs to
Yeah.
know that they're gonna be spending $150,000 every 3 years on 3 cars or whatever.
Yeah,
you
well, I
know.
think a report's fine.
Yeah.
There, you know, if we can
A
track
report
usage.
only, it's not, there's not any place in the financial system that is going to be able to account for that.
Right,
Right,
right.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Okay.
Okay.
Just so everybody understands, it can be a report, and you can require, I mean, in this travels policy, you can require the departments that use county-owned vehicles to track the amount of miles taken and submit, but that's not going to be the only way that we can track it.
So I think Rachel got a initial draft of it out to you before vacation, I think.
Possibly.
I was looking at that. She at least sent some attachments. But it's going to have to be changed potentially with the discussions that we have here. But
Yes, and we had well, plus there is the policy in the handbook, and then there's the actual ordinance. So they both have to mesh, or you're going to be
Right.
running off 2 different
Right.
things.
right. So I can change whatever needs to be changed on that. Do you want me to draft? So I think we sent you a proposed policy, so then we could draft an ordinance based on that policy if you approve the language. I think. And we can just make the ordinance match the policy.
Yeah, the current ordinance is very, very wordy.
Okay.
I mean, it's
Okay.
huge. All right, I'll read it.
All right. Well, and if you need me to go back through and revise the policy, somehow we can, or we could just almost just put the policy into the ordinance. This is the policy. The ordinance would just be another paragraph around the policy saying this is what we approve.
Right, but the ordinance has everything about pre-approval of commissioners, submitting blah, blah, blah. Like, it has all of that in it.
Okay.
Okay,
Well, if you look at it after a few minutes and realize that it needs to be redrafted in some way, I'll restart
all right,
the whole thing and figure out exactly how it needs to be worded.
okay.
By the way, on the expense, it depends a lot on fuel prices, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But you're looking at 16 to 18 cents just in fuel alone. And then on top of that, the cost of cars just keep going up every year. And so I guarantee you this, if I want to drive to Florida and back and I'm not staying there, if I rent a car, it's cheaper than to use my car because unlimited miles, you know, now putting 10 miles on here, 20 miles here, that might be a different story, but it's cheaper to rent a car if you're gonna put a ton of miles on it over a day or two.
Wow.
Than to your own car. Well, heck, an oil change on your car alone anymore is 60 or 70 bucks.
Yeah. And
And divide that, see, and those are the costs people don't take into consideration. Oil changes, tires, brakes, wear and tear, depreciation, what the money's worth on the car. I mean, you own a $50,000 car, the money alone is worth a couple grand a year. That all has to be figured
Now,
in.
not, I know, but I've been here 10 years, and I don't know, maybe within 5 years ago, probably, it was all pushed that county vehicles be used.
Well, I'm
Like,
sure.
Health department, when she had to go do like TB checks once a week or whatever.
Oh,
Like, it
absolutely.
was pushed to use those.
Absolutely, and I have no problem with that. And matter of fact, if we have cars, we should utilize them. My bigger problem isn't, we go back into travel again, and that's the problem I have. But I guarantee you for long-term, the 50 cents or 51 cents, it ain't enough. That's not enough money, I'm telling you right now, being in the business.
well, we're not talking about fuel-efficient vehicles. The most fuel-efficient vehicles here
I
that
figured
we're
20 mile
traveling
per
with.
gallon. 20 mile per gallon is what I figured on an average, and
Yeah,
some of them might
that's-
only be
that's probably-
15.
That's probably,
Some will do 25, but I think 20 is going
some
to be
of
the
them will
number.
do 15.
Yeah.
We
So
got a
I think, like I
couple.
said, you're going to spend, but here nor there, if we get a report, I'm happy with that, because at least I can look at the report and say, wait, here's what our real cost is.
Yeah.
Just remember this at budget time.
And maybe there's some way moving forward then, when they have those numbers, that we can do something.
Yeah.
Whether it's an ordinance or whatever it might be, or a cum cap fund with that money,
Something,
replace those vehicles,
yeah.
like you had suggested, maybe?
I think we need to
don't
get a
know.
grip on, at least to give us an idea, how often we can look forward.
Yeah.
Like Mike said many
Right,
times.
and
we need to have
they put that in their plans.
Yeah, but they do it that year. I'd like to.
No, like the sheriff, I haven't looked this year, but like each year, and going forward, so in 5 years, we see each year they plan for
Yeah.
3 vehicles. Cheryl, she said she had a new truck on her 5-year plan for 3 years before she actually ended up buying one. But it was known that that truck was going to be
Right.
needed.
But what I want to see is the miles so I can confirm that it really needs replaced. In other words, if there's certain vehicles that you do not want to run to a bunch of high miles because they'll just eat your lunch. There's other vehicles, give you an idea, like a Toyota Highlander. I drive that thing to 500,000 miles before replacing it. So that report gives me, especially being in the business, I can look at that report and say, that's going to be a problem car. You better start thinking about, that one there isn't going to need replaced unless it rots. You know, I can look at that and use some discernment from my business knowledge to say, start planning for this. You know, it's just something to think about.
Yes, and when I say we'd be money ahead, if the employees drove their own vehicles, I really should say the taxpayer would be money
Yeah.
ahead if they drove their own vehicles and took the mileage.
Yeah. I can tell you it's probably cheaper to drive
Yeah.
someone else's car.
Yeah, it is.
Comfortable, too.
Yeah, and they can leave their
I
own
think
driveway.
Susan should
and-
let us drive that fancy Jeep she has, and we'll just give her 50 cents a mile. How's that sound?
You're talking to the wrong person.
And that might be the solution.
Yeah. All right.
Although I do get to travel in that thing all the way to Tennessee. We'll
Nice.
see.
Hot rod.
Okay, you know what? That's the end of my list.
I'm done too.
Let's take a break.
All right.
Yeah.
The original letter on the Trooper Bailey thing went to you. So all we have to do is just reply to Ben's email from last week, is what he's saying.
Okay,
It goes back to Kevin Todd in
oh,
Indianapolis.
that's, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't get the email. He talked to me on the phone about it, so.
Somewhere it's in here.
You know, among those hundreds of emails.
We're
Breaking?
Yeah.
Break dancing? I make a quick call. Mike, I did it last week, so you get to do it this week.
All right.
We went from Bill to me.
Okay. I can do it.
What's up, Ben? Doing good, doing good. What's happening? Yeah, we're just taking our break, so, yeah. Upload.
Okay, we are back and mic's on and away we go. Ben,
Morning, everybody.
good morning.
How are you guys today?
We are good. We've moved along. We've got everything cleaned up, but you.
Everything but me, huh?
Everything but you. So
So
you've
you're
got.
done when I'm done, huh?
Yeah, when you're done, we're done. I
Okay.
think.
Well, today on my list, I had open bids for 132, but I'm not so sure we got any, did we? I don't think we got any.
Asked me if we were supposed to, I'm like, I don't know, because I haven't seen any.
Because them was scheduled to be opened at 10:30. And if we didn't, I'm gonna have to do some research of why. If it's the timing, or if it was the work, or,
Then we advertised it correctly, right?
oh, yeah. The only thing I was wondering is that we have a time frame in there for that to be completed by, I think, October 1st this year, and that was because of the asphalt overlay, to make sure the asphalt plants are still open. So people's portfolios are getting full to bid this late. Nothing? I guess we won't have to worry about that today.
Okay.
Apparently not.
Well, I'll have to do some research. There was 3 bid holders. One was Zachrich, and the other 2, he told me, and I should have wrote it down because I never heard of them, and I don't remember who they was. I'll have to do some reaching out and see why we didn't receive anything. So, next thing I have is a copy here for you guys. You can give this to Susan, or I can email this to her as well. That is the home harmless agreement signed from Surf Internet
Yep,
that we required him to sign.
yep.
That is the signed copy there for you guys. Then the next thing I put together last week is the utility permit application for our water line to the new highway facility. So I got this under the DeKalb County Commissioner's name with my email and me as the project contact person. Install of 8-inch HDPE water main along the south side of US 6 coming from the west and directional bore under the drain to bring service to 3942 US Highway 6 for the new county highway department facilities. That's on the front page. Local GGIS map here, it shows it. And then the utility permit, it's got the drain on there I got from Michelle. And then I also got a copy of our certificate of liability insurance from the county to the county. And then I printed off 4 sites, detailed sketch of the water main
Oh, good.
for this. So there's 2 copies here. If you guys could sign, would be for the utility permit agreement on this page, and then the application permit on the front.
All 3?
These 2 right here, that one and that.
3 signatures, though? Or just Bill?
Just Bill,
Okay.
I would say.
So you need a motion for that, right?
Yes.
For Bill? Make a motion for Bill to sign the utility permit application for the Waterloo water line.
I will second that.
We have a motion and a second on the floor. Are there any additional comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the same. Motion carries. I will sign.
Assume we
Okay.
had multiple people we expect to bid on that bridge, oh, right? Zachrich again? And
Zachrich took the plans and they didn't submit on it.
They didn't. Didn't want to do it.
I don't
huh?
know what the deal was. He emailed me Friday, Jeff Lang, and said his company could not build that box structure to that SKU.
Really?
I don't know why, because, I mean, you can order a prefab if you wanted, or you can build this on site like we did on Bridge 15, or Bridge 46 on Carroll 15, excuse me. I don't know, I don't have an answer. I don't know, I'm gonna have to do some looking. I know when I talked to Steve Lang about it, he wasn't real intrigued about doing a box structure.
Oh,
Because
really?
depending on the time of year when you get it, to set the box structure, you gotta form a pump around.
Oh,
And that gets pretty costly and kinda hard to
bet it
do.
does.
There you go.
So I really don't have an answer, Todd. I don't know. It's, we'll have to look, and that or if it's timing.
Okay, gotcha.
So if that's the case, if that's what I find out, we could rebid it. Or maybe early at the first of the year, they could start on it next year. And by the time they get started on it, then in April, May, when the asphalt plants open up to overlay the road.
Okay.
That would be, like I said, unless there's something I missed or the engineer missed. I mean, it was engineered out, so it ought to be, I just don't have an answer.
Okay.
Next thing I have, I got a copy for each of you here. Go over this with you. Got a copy for Susan too. There's 4 copies there. You guys are well aware of the list we've been demoing and looking at,
Yes.
wanting to do. The very front cover here is that support stands that I'd like to do with this, with the lifts when we do, if possible. These are really heavy-duty jack stands.
Yeah.
That will actually, you can just support the whole truck on.
Yeah.
When we went to NIPSCO and looked at their lifts, they had several sets of these and really elaborated on that and the use. Me and Dusty was talking, even with those, if we could put a set in the front to hold the truck, we could come around and actually use the lifts on the underbody moldboard when we gotta go up and replace plate, or the wear bars in there and things. Hold that, support that up and down and have the truck up in the air. So I think they would be a benefit. They are $1,226 a piece, and there's a discount, so 4 of them are $4,100.
It's another idea behind this, if you had one that was gonna be on the lifts for a while.
Right.
You could jack it up, put these under there, and then use the lifts for another truck, correct? I think that's smart, especially if we're only gonna have one set of lifts, to have a jack system would be
For
smart.
$4,100,
Yeah.
that's an easy one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot cheaper than our lift.
Yeah, 20th of the cost. Yeah.
So the first, the first one I got on your next page there should be the other ARI, yes.
Yeah,
So this is the other ARI lift, this is the screw jack lift. For 4 of them, then we even added the pockets on the bottom. The pockets are for the forklifts,
oh,
that you can go in and pick them up, since our truck garage is gonna be separate from the shop. For whatever reason, we had to pick one up over there, the forklift could go in there, pick that up, truck them right across. That was a $700 upgrade. But the total price of these lifts for 4 of them is $51,107.80. These lifts, I was very impressed. I do have a video for you.
oh, you did get to look at them in Plymouth there, right?
Yep, there's quite a few things I liked about them. I even brought the book along that I'd be glad to show you.
See it real quick, I just want to thumb through it. Yeah, oh, a green.
The nice thing is the touch screen is extremely simple. It's not digital, they really don't have much issue with them. The rotaries and the Cerakonis that we demoed are a nice unit, but they are all digital, the screens,
Yeah.
and that is some of the issue they've had. The sales rep for ARI, I did not actually get a quote from Rotary, but told me he's aware of one of his customers that had a Rotary that the screen went bad. It was $12,000 to replace the screen in that lift.
Come on.
It's
Like our
actually,
central communications.
it is an
Johnson
Android screen.
Controls.
Yeah.
It's an Android screen in there.
Yeah.
And it has a lot of things that you really don't need necessarily. I mean, it tells you the weight of the truck you're picking up, and there's a lot of options there, kind of like your iPhone. You know, you can do a lot in there. The
Digital
ARI
one.
even has accessories that you can buy to attach to your lifts, to pick up forklifts or different units that actually will attach to that. So that was really nice to see. The other ones, they didn't tell us anything about that.
Yep.
The one thing that was really nice I liked about the ARI is that you don't have to go up to come down.
Yes.
So when that stops, wherever you stop, it locks and it locks.
Yeah, you don't have to take it off its locks in order to bring it back off the locks.
So
Bump up.
if we're hanging something that's critical, if we have something on the jack stands and got to bump that lift up or down just a smidge, we'll have the capability of doing that with these lifts.
I like how it's $5 and $7 grand cheaper too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You keep going down the list. The rotaries was 56,435.40. And then the Cerakonis was 59,750. Now, on these two quotes, I wanted to point out, Rotary did not include any shipping because they're already here and they're hoping that maybe we would just keep them.
Yeah, right.
There's none there. The Cerakonis, you can see, there's an $1,800 freight fee. The ARIs, he did not quote it because he said these are 4 to 6 months out. So they don't quote them because of the shipping changes.
Right.
So I'm guessing there potentially could be a $1,500 to $1,800 cost increase on that ARI for shipping. Because there is going to be a charge, but they don't quote it.
How far is Lebanon, Ohio?
I don't know.
Lebanon, Ohio,
For
100 miles. Said go pick them up.
For $1,500, you can drive over there and pick them up.
That's an option.
Sir, I mean, even if you had to rent a Hertz truck, just go there and,
Yeah,
heck yeah, I'll go drive it for that kind of,
yeah.
I'll do it for 900.
I'd do it for 800.
All right, now this is how government should work.
$750.
You getting all that in a
From the
minute,
crowd,
Susan?
from the crowd?
I got a trailer they'd fit on.
No volunteer.
So,
I don't volunteer for this one either.
you know, me, Mark, Dusty, and Benny, and the guys in the shop, we had a discussion about it, and, because we demoed some, we've done our due diligence trying to find what would work, and everybody's in agreement with this ARI.
I like this idea to start with. I wanted to see them in operation, though. I just like the idea of the way they work versus the,
The guys up there we talked to really talked very highly of the customer service as well. He said, we haven't really had any issues with the wireless units. They have a wired unit in the shop. They've had some little minor details with. He said they've always been here within a couple of days. And the parts on the truck, and when they leave, it's fixed.
wow.
And he said that they also help troubleshoot what happened and why and how they can avoid that instance in the future. So, you know, it seemed like a really decent unit. I think it'd probably be, from what I've seen, I think it would be the best versatile in our shop. to go with.
What you're
Great.
needing today is a motion and to get these ordered, is that?
If you guys are okay with that, it'd be nice, because these are, you know, outer ways,
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
I'd make a motion to proceed with the ARI equipment, the jack stands and the lifts and the forklift pockets.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor. Any additional, and as to order, is there going to have to be a down payment?
He didn't say anything. If there is, I'll let you know, but he didn't say anything as far as a down payment. I think just once we sign it and accepting it.
Okay. All righty. Comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the same.
You want to sign these two?
Motion
Bill?
carries.
Yeah. We'll let you sign them, Bill. Yeah, I think that's a good choice, Ben.
I think so,
And if
too.
they need hauled, like I said, Lebanon's just short of a 3-hour drive.
Right.
We can run down there in a box truck
You
and
know, I
grab
don't
them.
want to mock the other ones. I mean, they're all
Oh,
a
yeah.
nice unit. I just think for us,
I
more versatile.
just had a feeling that that was gonna be the one.
Front 2 pages, ARI.
All right. Just sign where it says DeKalb County Highway.
Yeah, just sign that on both, Bill.
Okay. Back to Ben. Okay.
Back to Ben.
Back to Ben.
More back to Ben.
Back to Ben.
Oh, that was your copy if you wanted it.
Oh, I thought you wanted to email me. I'll take it.
No,
That's fine.
I got it emailed, so I can email it to you.
Back to Susan.
Back to Susan.
Thanks, Susan.
Sorry.
All right.
That's all right.
Pass the paper.
We're faster than the post office by long ways.
Right?
Agree with that.
And they're not even operating today.
Oh, yeah, good point.
No,
A
they're
lot
not.
of people aren't.
Juneteenth.
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 So, and then just FYI for you guys, had a pre-con with Brooks last week on starting paving this year. They're looking at around the second week of July, moving in and starting to do their deep patching and be here and hopefully be done and out of here by the end of July. So that would be paving 52, 29, and then 35 from Auburn Drive to Waterloo.
Okay.
So Waterloo we'll be hauling them millings there to our new facility here soon. We did have a meeting last Thursday, highway meeting, and went over that with them. So that spot in the back southeast corner where we want to pile the millings, they're supposed to have cleaned by the end of June. So we can get back in there, and they agreed to a route for us for ingress and egress for the millings come in. There's going to be probably close to 5,000 tons going back there.
Wow.
So there's going to be
A
a
good
big
pile.
pile and a lot of trucks in and out.
Are we ready for it?
As far as,
Handling the millings, getting the millings?
they will haul it all there.
And I mean, we got a spot for it.
Well, by the end of June, we should.
Okay, all right.
That's what they told me in the meeting.
All right.
So, because right now, there is material there.
What will you use those millings for, Ben? Give me an
We
idea.
can go through and make pug out of that.
What's a pug?
The pug's where we'll go through and run that through a reclaimer, and then we will put, sealing oil, not sealing oil, but an emulsion in that, and you can use it for patch material.
Oh, you can?
We can do wedge and level with that. We can even go in and build sections of roads up with that.
Yeah,
Like a
base.
base, make a
Yeah,
base.
we can use a base for it. I'm looking at possibly, if we get enough of it, trying to work on some conversion projects with it.
Okay.
You know, it goes relatively fairly quick, you know, when we get it, but if we got it and got a place to put it, historically, I've had to turn most of it away.
Yeah, we had to last year because we didn't have any place
I
to
don't
put
have no
it.
place to put it, and then when you make pug or that material, you gotta bring in, you got your tanker there, you got your reclaimer, then you got your, trying to think of the machine that goes through there, processes that millings, it runs through like a big tub, mixes that and conveyors out, so you gotta have quite an area to set up to do that. Down there, I didn't have it.
No.
You know, so this will be something in the future that I'm hoping to use and utilize, save us money, and then we'll have more material in hand as well.
Makes sense.
So it's nice that we have a facility to store that.
Great.
So, the rest of the meeting went fairly well. Things are progressing. There's an issue with getting rebar
That's what I heard.
to the facility, so that is delaying our foundations and footers a little bit at the moment. I don't know, did he give an ETA on them rebar? I missed that part of the meeting.
No,
No?
no, there was not. They said it could come anytime. They said it could come this afternoon, but evidently it didn't. I don't know whether it's gotten there now or not. And Friday, maybe today, it'll show up.
So that's an issue that I hope we don't have the whole project. That could really delay things.
Yeah.
I see they got some down out here on State Road 8 on Van's warehouse. We could just maybe go out and borrow some to get us
To it.
by.
Yeah.
So, and then I heard last week that Brett was supposed to have been done and out last week, but I did not get a confirmation of that has happened, so I don't know. If that does, we will have to make sure we get them utilities and things switched over. So I've asked Brett a few times to kind of give me a heads up. I need to maybe try getting a hold of him this week for we don't have a lapse in utilities,
Yeah.
or we got NIPSCO come shutting off our electric or anything like that. I want to make sure that we're all set up. Because he should call for a final read
Yeah.
and then just transfer over to us. But the ground prep's going good. Glenn didn't elaborate on having any issues when I talked to him last week. So it's progressing. So I missed most of the meeting I had, I was looking at them lifts actually. So I didn't get out there till late, but I caught the tail end of it. So, I guess that's all I had for you guys today.
Okay, anyone have anything for Ben?
I had a resident comment about, thought that maybe we were late on putting calcium chloride down. I explained to her
Got that same one?
part of the issue I understood is the cold temperatures at night. I told her, correct me if I'm wrong, because I said that was a little bit of the delay. It has to be a certain temperature before we can put it down. And I didn't know about the other things other than just trying to get help to do things right now is tough. Was I right there in saying that, or do I need to read?
Yeah, the temperatures was getting down in the 50s, and they were kind of elaborating anything below 65, they're having troubles with the boom. So
Okay.
then night temperatures was causing an issue getting started in the mornings. And like I said, they do have a trucking shortage. So historically, what they've done with the 38% is that they have a frat tank at our highway department that holds several thousand gallons. I think they can put 4 or 5 tanker loads in there. And then the distributor can run off of that. So they can do drops throughout the evenings, weekends, whatever, to keep that full. Well, we was doing that with the 42%. And that 42% needs to stay consistent around 150 degrees, that vicinity.
Oh, really?
And what I found that's happening is that gets cold, so these nights, when that sits in there, we're getting down to 50s or whatever, there's crystals
Yes.
in that calcium that settle into the bottom. Well, then when they're pulling that out, it's pumping that straight in the distributor. That's ruining the seals in the distributor, causing leaks, causing delays. And then it's also causing it to crystallize into the boom where they can't spray.
Plugging it up.
Yep, so by the time they come in the morning, they'd load up, they would start, they'd go out and they'd plug up. They'd leave, they'd have to go back, get unplugged, replace a seal or two, come back in the afternoon, maybe run a load or two.
Yeah.
It's been not real good.
So we're doing what we can then, right?
Yes.
We're not doing this because we don't have the money.
No.
We're not doing this because we,
It is nothing on the
Okay.
county or commissioners of why this is the way it is.
yeah.
Unfortunately, Pierceton kind of has a monopoly in this area for this type of dust control. There's really not anyone else around here that does this type of dust control that I'm aware of. You know, Clink does the dust stop, the emulsions, but that puts like a hard shell on your gravel road. And then once it starts potholing and things, you can't grade it.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that too. That's not good.
No, it makes it hard for maintenance.
Yeah, because it hardens, you get the pothole, and then you really can't grade it down, right?
And then when you go out and when you do grade through that stuff, you've got such great big chunks
Yeah.
of that, and then getting that all broke up, worked back down in, it's not the best for roads.
That makes sense.
It's more money by a long ways, if I understand.
It is, I just bought some. We use the same thing for a prime oil on our conversions, but I can't remember what the price is per gallon. Seems like it's a couple bucks a gallon. Yes.
Wow.
So it's a lot more than calcium. It might even be more than that, so don't quote me on that. I'm just guessing. So no, it's nothing on us. We are a little bit later typically. Every year since I've been here, most generally, we don't start till the 1st of June. A lot of times we're done about where we're at now, towards the last week of June. So, I mean, we're kind of in the frame of where we have been historically.
Well, and I also told her that, you know, it's awful dusty just because we've had no rain too. I mean, and another comment I've gotten from a few taxpayers is obviously the word's out that, you know, the push is to hard pave all these roads or improve them to a hard surface. Keep hearing the comment, we have the highest percentage of gravel roads in the state of Indiana. And I don't know whether, I'm not disputing that because I don't know, but how many miles of actual roads do we have compared to other counties too, though? Let's not talk about the percentage. I mean, like Noble County, for instance, do you know how many miles of roads they have? Because I hear Noble County has mostly paved roads, right?
Yeah, but
Theirs are paved.
But how many miles do they
they've
actually
got, I
have?
think, 900 miles, somewhere in there.
So they got more miles of roads than we
And
have, and they're
I
all
don't like
paved.
to talk bad about our neighbors or nothing, but a lot of their roads, Mark can elaborate on that.
They're not in good shape, though. That's the thing that I do, and I get the point. All these folks that live on the gravel road, I sympathize with them. I say, hey, you could give me the house for free and I wouldn't live on it. So I sympathize, but what it costs to hard surface it and then maintain it, you know, that your property taxes will go up, you know, because the value will go up. But unfortunately, that money doesn't get earmarked for roads, that goes into the general fund. Now, we can use it for roads, but it'll get sucked up by other stuff. So I'm telling these folks, we need to get more money from the state, you know?
It seems like I've looked at that before. We don't have the highest number of gravel roads. I mean, we have a lot.
Yeah,
but
we're
there's-
supposedly one of the higher percentages of gravel roads.
And it may be, but I know we're not the only one.
Okay.
And maybe in northeast Indiana, I know LaGrange has got a lot of gravel roads.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and
It doesn't pay for them to convert them
No,
with the,
not
all the horse traffic.
not in LaGrange, no.
No,
Well, I know there's a lawsuit, or not, I don't know if it's a lawsuit, I guess I can't elaborate on it, but there was an issue, I heard secondhand that supposedly a horse broke a leg or something from a pothole in a paved road up there. There's been some discussion about the deteriorating paved roads in LaGrange County,
yeah.
you know, because their average Pacer scale is a 4, I've been told.
What's a pacer?
That's your road scoring system. So your
4
score goes
out of
from a
10?
1 to 10, yeah.
Pretty low, isn't it?
Yeah. That's a little low, yeah.
No.
That's for their
I'm sure-
average. That means there's some that's way below that.
Oh, yeah.
So we're talking,
You know, that's just talks I've heard. I haven't heard it right from the source.
Even if we do a wheel tax, and I'm not saying that's the right thing or the wrong thing to do, and telling these folks, you know, most that's gonna get paved is maybe a mile or two a year. I mean, or hard surface or converted, because it's,
I'm trying to do more. It's just, it's hard. If
It's
if
hard
we're
to-
doing it in-house, depending on the money we get in, we may have to start outsourcing some of it.
Right.
To help,
yeah.
you know, but doing it all in-house along with all of our standard maintenance, I just don't have
Right.
enough
Well,
hours.
you can only do so much. And
That's what I'm saying.
you know,
It's-
outsourcing may be the answer when we have the funding.
it's either outsource or hire more people
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
to do these
But
jobs.
to hire more people,
Yeah.
wages are going up
Yeah.
and everything
yeah.
else, and more
But
trucks
you're
to
gonna pay
buy.
for it either way. though.
Yeah, we're gonna pay for it
You
either way.
outsource it, you're still
But I
gonna,
mean, more trucks to buy, it's
yeah,
no free
food
lunch.
trucks. Yeah, it's,
The budget bill this year, they extended the gas and special fuel tax indexing up through 2028, so that's about another 19 million a year that gets distributed. Now,
No,
they're,
no,
and of course, NDOT always wins in
Oh, yeah.
in the
Yeah.
budget. I mean,
they do.
you know, we really worked hard to try to get just that 10% shift from restricted to non-restricted
Right.
funds, and that got stripped out just before at the end of the session. So we're still back to 50/50. We're going to go back again next year and try to get either all the winter chemicals, winter supplies included, moved to non-restricted, or
I did check
or
with,
restricted rather, or try to get that 10% shifted. That'll help some too.
and I checked with the state, if a wheel tax happens, that it does not follow the shift of that, so it would all be a non-restricted.
Right, yes.
which
I
would be
verified.
great.
Which is the benefit of the wheel tax.
Right,
versus we
but
get
I wanted
do
to
with it what we
verify,
want.
since it goes
Yeah.
in the highway fund, that we weren't gonna be restricted on it.
Definitely not.
Also, not to change the subject, the guy with, my buddy with the dump truck that we saw driving over the bridge, he said Friday, the state was there with a couple trucks walking around the bridge and looking at it, so think we'll get any action out of that, or?
It's theirs to fix.
That's what I'm saying, I mean.
They should fix it.
Wait, guys, I don't know if you've, Ben and I went to that bridge over 69 on 11A.
Yeah.
That ain't right. I
Well,
mean,
no, and
it ain't right.
I talked to.
It's dangerous.
I talked to Jason Kaiser at NDOT last Friday, and he came up and actually looked at it.
Oh, maybe he was the one that was there then.
Took some pictures
Yeah.
and was going to go back. He wanted to pull the design on that deck to make sure it's not something that they were having problems with,
Yeah.
you know, so that's.
I think Ben's right.
It's still in discussion.
I think the bridge has lost its camber, because what has happened is where the joints are,
Yeah.
I guess you would call it the approach joints,
Approach slab, yeah.
that, not only is the asphalt mounded up, where the drains are that are in concrete, it's pushed the concrete up. There's no way
Something's moving.
that bridge is pushing out. It's losing its camber, I think. But he said, well, yeah, but the guardrails aren't moving. Well, yes, they are. They're all moving as one piece. You see what I'm saying? And that's their problem. It ain't ours.
Typically when the
And it's
road,
more work than you think.
typically when you got a soft spot off of your approach, the road will dip
Yes.
and push up towards it.
Right.
That's not.
This is just the opposite. The road is pushing the road out, or the bridge is pushing the road out. You're not getting that dip before the bridge you usually get. You're getting a bump before the bridge. That means the bridge is pushing out the asphalt.
It'll be a big bill on the county if we have to fix all that.
Not only that, it's more work, and I thought it's not just grinding it. You're gonna be digging out about 6 to 8 foot and re-pouring it. Go ahead, Mike.
Well, I was just saying, I'm going to have Jason call you directly, because we didn't talk about those curves and gutters and, that concrete cracking and stuff when I talked to him on the phone, so.
I showed Todd the inside the catch basins where where you got your riser rings, they're gone.
It's pushing it right out.
Yeah.
So that's just gonna matter of time. It's gonna start sucking underneath the road and pulling that.
Yeah. Bridge has got a problem.
Yeah. The bridge is it may need replaced.
Well, I think the camber is off a little, and that's what's pushed it. Maybe it's fine now. Maybe it's settled to where it's gonna settle, but that approach has got to be fixed.
The only thing, if it's moving, if it's settling, where's it gonna stop?
That's a
Well,
good
it can only go
point.
so far before it starts reversing.
Yeah, it starts reversing, and then it'll start pulling back.
Yeah,
But at some point, it's gonna just fail.
yeah.
And that may not be what it is, but I don't know.
No.
It's
Well-
not a normal push and rise.
They need to document that and check it.
But Bill, if you look on the corners, like the center's knocked down because the traffic beating on it. Corners are a good, 5, 6 inches, would you say? I mean, it's 5 or 6 inches of push. Now, in the center where you drive, it's only 3 or 4, but hit 3 or 4 inches at 50 mile an hour.
Oh, yeah.
And those dump trucks, you can see the wheels come off the ground when they hit it. Go drive a dump truck and come out of your seat,
That'll chatter your teeth.
Yeah, it needs fixed. I think the state needs to step up.
Yeah, they need to step up.
Because I said, well, Ben, just go out there and mill it. And he goes, you need to come look at it. So we go look. I'm like, never mind what I said. Just call the state, tell them to fix
Todd
it.
says, couple hours, you can fix that, can't you, Ben?
Yeah, and I went look and said, oh.
Right down to the gravel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more of a project.
It's bigger than you think. And then when I saw that concrete pushing, that really got me going, wait a minute. This isn't just asphalt rolling. This is concrete pushing out of the way.
Yeah.
Something's moving.
Something. Okay. Anything else?
Good.
All
Done?
right. I think, Andrew, you all set?
I think we're set.
Everybody set? And unless there's some objection, we will adjourn.
Second.
Second.
Aye.
10-4.
Breaker 19, bandit.
But